Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Tuesday, the 1st of November. Thank you to everybody for the enormous support and positive feedback we had around Grandparents' Day last week. Over 500 grandparents attended school for the first time in 3 years and got to visit the classrooms, watch a range of items that were occurring down in the hall, and join us for a fantastic morning tea provided by our P&C. So a really nice way to finish off week 3 here at school. This week we've got a few things ahead of us still. So tomorrow and Thursday we have instructional rounds here at school. This has been an 8-year commitment that Thornley West has been involved in with a number of our partner schools from the Hornsby staffing area. So the whole idea is that we, as a team, think about a problem of practice, something that we'd like to find out a bit more about from our school. We invite our colleagues in to come and conduct a range of observations, and then a series of recommendations are produced as a result. And it sort of comes from a medical rounds concept from medical training for doctors. So that's tomorrow and Thursday, enough to keep us certainly well and truly busy. Friday we have a cricket competition at school, so fingers crossed for our girls who are heading up to Terrigal. The other thing that's going to be happening next week is on Thursday evening, there's going to be a town hall style meeting organised via Zoom. The P&C and the USH are working through the process of an amalgamation or the potential for an amalgamation. At the moment, the USH has a licence that has expired, and the next step in that process is to either go out to tender, in which case many providers could tender for it, or there is an option for the USH to amalgamate with the P&C. And as you'd appreciate, both of those options have a range of pros and cons. So the P&C produced a video and a presentation that they displayed last week at the P&C meeting, and they would like the opportunity to show that more broadly, to try to canvass some of the wider opinion on how we should go forward. So next Thursday at 6:30 you can log on to Zoom. It's a Q&A session, so I'll be there along with the P&C executive. You'll be able to see the presentation that's already been put together, and there'll be a Q&A opportunity. You can lodge your questions in. We'll respond to as many as we possibly can to try to give everybody the big picture of what this may look like in the future. And then that will be recorded, and we'll distribute that with our next newsletter instead of my video next time. So that's something to have a look at. All the details are in the newsletter below and on our school website. The other thing that is on our agenda for next week, we'll be meeting with our Year 5 students to start to have a conversation about what student leadership looks like in 2023. So at Thornley West, traditionally and in lots of primary schools, it would be common for there to be a gender criteria as part of the student leadership process, meaning that one boy would be chosen for a particular role and one girl would be chosen for a particular role, and that would cascade through the whole student leadership process. What that does mean, though, is it is possible for instance, a male student to become the student leader with less votes than a female student who missed out on any leadership positions at all. And we don't feel that's really reflective of modern Australia. So what we're going to be doing this time is we're going to be looking at what are the leadership criteria that matter. What are the skills that we want to promote and that we can develop? And we're going to remove gender as one of the criterion. The students will vote for their favoured candidate. We'll add up all of the scores. The person with the highest score becomes our school captain. The person with the next ranking down becomes our vice captain, and so on throughout all the positions. And we'll apply this to not just the formal leadership roles, as in the prefects and our school captains and vice captains, but also to our sports house captains and all the other elected positions here at school. It means we may end up with perhaps an all-female leadership team, perhaps an all-male leadership team, or perhaps any variation there within. It doesn't mean we're going to end up with an even number of boys and girls necessarily, although we do have a fairly even gender split within our student population as it stands at the moment. So a conversation to have with the students at home, certainly a learning opportunity for the kids here at school, and a really good way for us to promote a really good degree of gender equity throughout our school. So from us here at school, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and we look forward to catching up with you next week. Please don't forget the details for the Town Hall P&C presentation on the future of what Anoosh may look like under a P&C amalgamation.